We're the
Welcome
Hit
back.
Players. We're back. Another week, another video. This week, Nostalgia Month continues right along. One more stop before the end of the journey with you fine folk that I come to call friends
Why?
as of last month.
Wait.
But no, we are continuing on in honor of another anniversary. One of the very first I can think of. I guess Sky High was technically an anniversary, but we didn't even know it was 20 years until we were recording the podcast. So
Yeah.
it was a little weird.
Iffy,
It was a little weird one. But this one is full blown anniversary, full run remembrance. One that we had been talking about for a while, doing a subject like this, just because it's the mouse, right? Not to bury the lead or anything, but pretty extensive subject. That is, of course, Cinderella. But we were talking mostly Disney.
Yeah. We're going to
but
celebrate
also-
Cinderella, but we're talking
But also
about
Cinderella by itself, because it's the movie that made Disney come back from where it was post or pre-World War II. It brought it back to the glory days, and
Yeah.
for better or worse, we just have not been able to get rid of the mouse since then. But both y'all, I'm assuming, have seen Cinderella in its entirety.
No, never
Are
actually.
you a child? Were you a child in America?
Here's
Sometime within the last 75 years?
Not only were we children in America, we also both had siblings.
Yeah.
So we were screwed.
Yeah.
Did your sisters watch the Disney princess movies a lot, or
No,
really?
we watched Disney movies, but not so much the Disney princess ones.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like I saw them a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw him a lot.
No, I've seen all of them
Yeah.
for the
Oh,
most
yeah,
part.
yeah, of course.
Just didn't grow up watching. I don't think I've even seen like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs yet.
What?
I don't think I've seen Sleeping Beauty.
How queer.
5 seconds ago, James. I've seen them. Except for two of the most popular ones.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You didn't see.
I've seen
Snow White?
Cinderella.
That's like such a good world in Kingdom Hearts too. Like, come
Oh
on,
my god.
Wait, which one?
Snow White. Because that's the
Birds by Sleep?
Yeah, Birds by Sleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, now that I got that out of my system.
Yeah, this is going to be very distinct. Like, me and Claire have how we feel about Disney. You're going to have like a completely different perspective just because you didn't grow up late.
This is just an excuse for you guys to do another Kingdom Hearts podcast.
No, that's in the
it
summer.
is. It is.
That's
yeah.
in the summer. Kingdom Hearts 2, 20 years in the summer. I've already put down the date.
Good.
Don't worry, it's going to happen. We might also make James play it. But anyways, so Cinderella.
Cinderella.
I mean, I don't even think it's arguable because it's literally like the center of Disneyland, Disney
Yeah.
World. I think it is probably
Castle.
the biggest Disney
Yeah.
princess out of all the, 7, 8?
I mean, maybe not necessarily biggest anymore because like Elsa's a big deal, right? But I feel like it's the one where it's like if you said name a Disney princess, a lot of people would probably default to
It's the
Cinderella.
classic one.
It's
Yeah.
classic, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Cinderella and Snow White are like the quintessential princesses that everybody just like. That's
Yeah.
where your brain jumps to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's it's a classic story.
Did you rewatch this recently?
No.
No?
I've seen it
Did you?
enough growing
Yeah,
up
I've seen it so many goddamn times.
Yeah.
I rewatched it recently.
Yeah?
2 days ago. Yes, 2 days ago. There were a lot of elements that I was, at least in the animation, that I was surprised still held up, in my opinion.
Well, they've gone through and retouched it like 17 million
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's no
how many movies did you remember, guys? I mean, for me at least, watching like home media, like every, and now coming soon to
Yeah.
Theater near you.
Theater near you.
And it
It's-
did like the little slide.
yeah. It's Cinderella retouched for like touched up for the like 5th time.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, unless you're watching it on a VHS, it's totally digitally enhanced at this point. But like,
Yeah.
You know what's really funny is I was talking to my dad that we were reviewing Cinderella, and he told me the story of growing up, and it was like every 5 years it was Cinderella's back in theaters.
Yeah.
He's like, Disney just keeps getting away with it. They keep re-releasing it.
We should have picked up on it. We should have picked up on it in the 70s and told them to stop. No 1 to 3 coming out next year.
say,
Like, hey, this isn't a new movie.
yeah, Disney learned at a very early age how to print money, and they've never stopped.
What about rewatching it or I guess watching it for the first time or rewatching it?
I had seen bits and parts of it growing
Okay,
up,
so this is the first time seeing
So the
it
first
in
time
its
all the way through.
entirety.
all the way through without interruptions.
Yeah.
because I'd seen it like on TV with commercials.
Cut to like moon shoes,
Yeah.
moon shoes.
Oh my god. Moon shoes.
Oink oink zoo pals.
Chia Pet commercials.
Yeah.
And then the one weird one where it's like 9/11 commemorative gold coin.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. The coins and stuff.
The American buffalo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, you guys remember lots and lots of like trucks and planes or whatever it was?
Oh god.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, that's such a super tangent.
I'm glad we all grew up with
Guys,
like a canon.
Next week, commercials.
I mean, it's a great thing to talk about.
Number one, moon shoes.
Number 2, Fugazi.
Yeah, yeah. Or like is that the
Foam.
sphere?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, the animation held up the most for me. Now, however, retouched up and 60 frames per second, whatever the hell
Yeah.
they do to that stuff. Just as somebody who likes animation and appreciates animation, that style is completely like doesn't exist
Yeah,
any
it's
longer
gone.
Old
whatsoever.
school 2D hand drawn.
Not just old school 2D, but Disney's actual approach to motion.
Yeah.
Although those guys at the time, the art directors or the animation directors at Disney, like laid the foundation for animation across the board and basically influenced the entire medium. Their style has been, how I want to say, like it's been molded and shaped over time to fit better technology to the point where we don't even recognize that we're still using those same techniques that they developed for like how to convey motion, because now we can watch something like Inside Out and it's like, yeah, that's just people.
Yeah.
They walk like humans do. But then you watch Cinderella and you're like she's gliding in every scene basically, But that was just, for me, that was the most interesting part. Like other things that didn't hold up as well, like the music that is like the background music that plays throughout the entire film and like accentuates every silent scene and all the animals and their character actions, stuff like that. I mean, it's just a film of it's a product of its time.
It's old.
It's old.
It's how old is it now?
75 to be exact.
75 years old. It can get a pension.
1950. Yeah,
That's crazy.
Nice.
Yeah.
No.
Also, the ending a little abrubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
a staple of those kinds of
back
that era
then, that
of
was kind of
Disney,
just
right?
they just stopped.
Yeah.
You think of like what's the other one that I'm thinking of with Maleficent? Sleeping Beauty?
Yeah.
Or not Sleeping Beauty.
No, yeah. Sleeping Beauty. Sleeping Beauty's Maleficent.
I just said I had never seen it before, so don't look at me.
Sleeping Beauty?
Uh-huh.
Why am I thinking? Anyways, sorry.
Because there's a
but
lot
yeah,
of them
that
that
one
fall
just
asleep.
like that one just wakes up. She just wakes up and it's like, all right,
Yeah.
the end. Like there's a lot of those movies that are like
To be fair,
that.
Hallows 2 ended after an awesome dragon battle, but like, I digress.
Yeah, no. We can rank them, and I think Sleeping Beauty is definitely
That dragon fight's pretty peak.
pretty high.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fairies help you out a lot in Kingdom Hearts too.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's an adaptation of a fairy tale. So
Yeah.
there's like, obviously, that kind of dictates the story itself. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard of all the way that Disney neutered the hell out of all of those fairy tales.
Oh, yeah.
The Grimm Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people would
Or
say
Brothers
like,
Grimm.
oh, it's like surgical precision to remove things. Disney went in there with a hedge trimmer and a dream, and they just started cutting through.
They gotta sell stuff to kids.
yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately.
But I also think that laid the foundation of their image,
Yeah.
oh, 100%.
Yeah.
So they became
Uh,
the family,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
the family brand.
The family.
What about you? What do you remember? What holds up the most in your
I
opinion?
remember the mouses,
The mice.
The mice.
the mice, the Mises.
The mouses, huh? He's a big fan of the mouses.
No, I just remember it being kind of funny for obviously 26 years old now, 75-year-old movie.
Yeah.
Not dying laughing like I would, watching Step Brothers, but there are some funny moments in
It's a
bits
low bar.
where I'm like, Step Brothers is funny.
talking.
There are some funny moments and bits where I'm like, yeah, this is
Yeah.
good for a child.
There's some good moments.
Yeah, yeah. Holds up surprisingly well considering
Do you
know, it's
consider?
not, the stepmom isn't like branding Cinderella.
Yeah.
Like you would imagine a movie from the 50s or before then would be, or like she's not chain smoking in the house.
Yeah,
Or like, asbestos is falling on the production. Munchkins aren't dying of cancer in
Yeah.
the behind the scenes of the film.
Do you consider this a kids movie or just like
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
a general like just family movie? If
It's a
there's a
kids movie.
difference
Yeah.
between
Yeah.
them.
It's rated G, isn't it?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it has to be for kids.
No, but I definitely think they designed it for children in mind.
Yeah, it's for children.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe you could make an argument for some of the like ones before this, which I think is like
Pinocchio,
Pinocchio,
or like
Dumbo,
what was I gonna say? Dumbo,
Fantasia.
Bambi.
Bambi.
Like you could make an argument where it's like, okay, those are just family movies, right?
Yeah.
Mm, yeah.
Cinderella, I feel like, is definitely made for children.
Yeah. Anybody who showed their kid Bambi.
Dude, when I was a kid, I liked Fantasia, and those things are messed up. Those stories
Yeah.
are totally
Yeah.
wild. And I was like, how did my parents, how did they okay this?
They
Sometimes.
didn't know any better.
I mean, it didn't mess me up or anything, but like,
Yeah.
well,
Got some unpacking to do there.
it's fine.
Anyway,
What'd you think of the songs with lyrics?
that's another thing. It's not really that much of a musical.
No.
And for some reason, that was my expectation going into it, was that there would be like outright musical numbers. They just kind of sing at certain points in the film.
Yeah.
And I was like, when did the flip happen?
Yeah.
Like, when did they just go, hey, we need songs like explicitly?
When they got Michael Bolton to do Tarzan,
Yeah.
they're like, wait a minute, we gotta put this to good use.
Yeah.
Was it Michael Bolton? I thought it was Phil Collins for some
Or
reason.
Phil Collins, yeah,
Okay.
sorry. I don't know why I was thinking of Michael Bolton.
Yeah, that was where I was like, like, when did Disney start becoming like the musicals? Because obviously music is a big part of all these films, and the Mouse himself getting a start in, like Merry Melodies was what it used to be called anyway. So music has always been a big part of these animated films, but like explicitly musicals, we're not at that point yet here. And I wonder when that happens.
I wonder if a lot of
sure
it
if I
is
looked at
because
the list, I could tell you.
they realized, wait a minute, we're selling the plush dolls, we're selling tickets to Disney World. What if we could sell albums?
Yeah.
And Disney was like, holy
Well-
crap, oh my god, get Corbin Blue in the studio right now.
It was, oh man, what if we sold records and then records got at us down, like we could sell CDs, and then records came back and they're like, we got all these old records.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I mean, they charge freaking $30 for every movie.
Yeah.
Brand new. It's ridiculous. It's like, dude, this is a 68-year-old movie. Like,
Yeah.
just go buy a VHS player.
I can get this in better sound quality on YouTube. But like,
What holds up, in your opinion? What do you recall from Cinderella?
well, that's why I brought up the songs, because that's the part that actually sticks with me the most. Is
Yeah.
Which song?
as evident by the fact that every time you guys have said the words Cinderella, I followed up with the next line in
Cinderella.
that song.
Cinderella, Cinderella.
Night and day, and Cinderella.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, that one's in there. The Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo, also great. Gate time. Gate. Wow, I can't talk.
Time? What'd you say?
I was going for great, but I lost in a letter halfway through.
When the fairy Cinderella gets in the pumpkin, and the fairy godmother is seeing her off, and she's like, go away, like have fun at the dance,
Yeah.
like be gay, and I like paused, unpaused.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa.
You're like, what year is Cinderella out?
That's like having a gay old time.
But that's like one of those things that like a lot of the older Disney animated films always stuck out to me, was that like they had fantastic music, because even as a kid, when I was still like, ugh, I don't want to watch a princess movie and these songs are cringe, I was still like, yeah, I mean, they're kind of bangers. Like they're not atrocious. And I don't know at what point they pivoted to I'd be watching Disney movies and I was like, this is garbage.
Probably when you grew up.
I was like, who wrote this?
When you had other music to listen to.
It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it probably was just affected them. Yeah.
I also think it's important to say that at this point, Disney is not like the Disney Princess brand.
Yeah, it's just
They're not the fairy tale
animated
magic.
movies.
They're just
Yeah,
animated
yeah.
movies at this point.
Yeah.
And now the success of Cinderella means that they basically transition entirely into. Well, actually, their next movie was Alice in Wonderland, which was being produced at the same time as Cinderella.
that's not a kids movie.
What else?
Alice in Wonderland.
That's a family movie.
Yeah, that's a trip. That's a triple.
That's
It's
not
also
what's-
not really a Disney princess movie, although they've kind of retroactively
They've made
included
her
it back
into a
in.
Disney princess. She's
Yeah.
definitely not a
I
princess.
will not stand for it. She doesn't even do anything.
Cinderella?
No.
No.
Oh,
Alice.
Alice.
She's a side character in her own story.
It's been I can't even recall how old I was when I
Cinderella.
last
Sleeping
saw that.
Beauty has more agency than goddamn Alice and Alice. She's asleep for half of it.
All right. While we're on the topic of Alice in Wonderland, animated movie or the Tim Burton live action movie?
I unironically love the Tim.
I've seen the Tim Burton
Allen,
ones.
the Tim Burton ones.
Yeah.
I've seen both.
Tim Allen.
I've seen
The
both
Tim
of them.
Allen one. I saw it in theaters.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
both of them.
remember.
Yeah.
I actually,
They're good.
I actually really like those.
They kind of slap, which is why I brought it up.
I enjoy Johnny Depp in those movies.
Yeah.
a lot.
I played a Munchkin in a school play.
Yeah. You what?
Congrats.
That's
Played the Munchkin.
yeah, I played the Munchkin. That's really all I have to say.
Isn't that?
Everybody give a round of applause to James.
Thank you. I haven't. I have not seen the original animated film in probably 20 years.
I just played the level in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I
A lot of my
low key kind of hate that movie.
a lot of my most recent interactions with these films that we're going to talk about are through the lens of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. 100%.
Which is just funny.
Do you have a favorite Disney princess?
Princess?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Belle, easily.
I'd have to look at the list again. It's been a long
Okay,
time.
I'll give it
since
to
I
you
had
right now. Belle, Aurora, Snow White, Cinderella.
See, the problem is, as
I
I've
think Jasmine is one.
uh,
I think
Ariel.
Princess and the Frog. What's her name?
Tina?
Tina.
Tiana.
Ariel is one,
Something like that, yeah.
and I think Mulan is one as well.
Uh huh.
And I think Elsa is now one too.
Yeah.
So that's
My issue with the
8?
Disney princess thing is that as I grew older and I learned how old they're actually supposed to be,
Oh yeah,
my brain kind of stopped.
that's like something.
correlating
That's like something I read when I was like 13, and I was like Disney bad, and I was like Disney's still bad, but also like
Yeah, it's their story. Who cares? But it was just like the fact that I was like people were like, oh, who's your favorite? And I was like, oh, dude, Ariel was so hot. My brain's like, that's a 14-year-old girl in that movie, and I'm like, never mind.
Yeah, I don't think I ever sexualized them.
Yeah, I'm really attracted that way.
Well, it's just
Yeah,
like that
I
was like
never
my
did.
brain went to. I was like, yeah, whichever ones were like the ones I liked the most, the ones I was like as a kid was like, you know,
I just like the Beauty and the Beast. That's my favorite.
Understandable.
he would.
Why would he?
I don't know, it just seems
Yeah,
like something I would like.
answer that.
Answer that.
We're a podcast. We have to talk.
Oh no,
It's because it was nominated for Best Picture, and he has to like anything the Oscars likes.
that's fair.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because I like the world of Kingdom Hearts too, but yeah, that
Yeah,
works
that
too.
also too.
That works too.
Zigbar, great guy.
No,
that was Zaldin, wasn't it? Actually, not Zigbar. I'm stupid.
correct.
off a bridge.
Yes, you are also stupid.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think those are the 8.
Isn't there like
yours is
13?
Ariel?
I'm gonna look up Disney.
There's only
princesses.
8.
But yeah, probably Ariel.
Okay, so think
that
about
was,
it. In Kingdom Hearts 1, there's 7 princesses of light. Kyrie's the 7th. So that means that there's only 6, but then they added 2 more since then.
We can only talk about Disney by way of Kingdom Hearts.
All right, we have, according to, oh wait, this is not the full list. One sec.
This
Here
is
we go.
the official
Here we
hit
go.
play.
This is the full list according to Google.
Google AI.
Snow White, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, who was apparently named Briar Rose. Ariel,
I thought it was
Her
Belle.
name was Aurora.
I don't know. Belle,
Belle.
Jasmine.
Wait.
Wait.
Restart.
What's that? Snow White, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Ariel, Belle, Jasmine, Pocahontas, Mulan, Tiana, Rapunzel,
Oh, that's right. So that's 10,
Merida.
11. Oh, fuck no. Fuck that. Fuck that. That's not
She's
even,
on there. She's on the.
That's a stupid list.
Oh yeah, because it's got some things. It has the girl from Tarzan on here. Cringe list.
Jane?
Disney, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah. Tinkerbell's on
These
here.
are a bunch of diversity hires. These are stupid.
Did they say Esmeralda
This
from
is so
Hunchback
bad
of Notre
now.
Dame?
Which means they
Esmeralda.
don't have the original diversity.
Yeah, I'd rather Esmeralda than goddamn Merida. Hey, if you had the chance to take their fate, would you? Yeah, that's a
wasn't
goddamn
bad.
princess, all right. I hate that. That's so
Anyway.
stupid. I can't believe I was getting pissed off. I have everything to get pissed off about Disney, and that just pissed me off even more.
Not a big Brave fan.
I was gonna say it wasn't a bad movie.
I've never seen it, so I got
I
nothing to
don't
say.
like Brave.
That's fair. You're a coward, would you say? You don't like Brave?
If you had the chance to change a fate.
You had the chance to change.
So what is that, 11? 10?
Oh no, there was a continuation of the list, but you got mad, so I just stopped reading.
How many more?
It
We'll
just
keep reading
listed
it. How
every
many-
female character in the Disney movie.
It kind of did, which is why I also stopped.
Jiminy
I-
Cricket.
I jumped down to Jane from Tarzan, and I was like, that can't be right.
Jane
Yeah.
from Tarzan is not a princess.
Because like then it has like Moana.
Google
which I don't
fix your
think- I don't know
AI.
if she counts.
I think technically Moana is a princess, yes.
Apparently, the girl from Raya and the Last Dragon.
Did anybody watch that movie?
I don't know if anybody.
Okay,
did.
time out. More than 100 million people have to watch your movie in order to be considered a Disney
Okay,
princess.
so then the final two. Well, I'm gonna say final two. There's two more on this list. They definitely don't count. But the final two are Elsa and Anna, which tracks.
Okay, but Anna doesn't have powers.
Yeah, but they just need powers to have be a. Half of these bitches don't have powers.
First off,
Anyway, the final two on this list that I'm
what are
looking
the
at
final two?
is,
Give me more
is
piss.
Tinkerbell. She's not a princess.
She has a light show at the Disney World. Yeah, I okay.
And Jane from Tarzan, which is
Yeah, that's a
That's
that's a
just dumb,
stupid
yeah.
one. She's not even in the ride.
I'm gonna check the Disney fandom really quick.
If you're not a character, a meetable character at Disney World, you're not a Disney princess. I'm gonna draw the line there.
Pluto is my favorite. Disney
Not a
princess.
Disney
More of a
princess.
Donald Duck kind of guy.
Pocahontas one.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, I can buy Pocahontas,
Rapunzel.
even though
Yeah,
again,
no, Merida's on here too. Wow, you're just wrong. Moana.
What am I
Yeah,
wrong?
they do have they have this chick again
right? I don't.
from the Last Dragon.
No,
Raya?
I don't buy.
I
it.
never
don't
saw it.
know.
She's not even in Disney.
She is
World.
the
Oh my God.
13th official Disney princess.
It's official.
It's official.
Disney.
It's
and then they
official.
have wait, which means they have honorary official princesses. Each of the following would have been associated with the Disney princess franchise or seen with
Mulan
other
princess?
princesses. And the first one is Elsa. She's not an official princess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who are the other honorary princesses?
It was just Anna.
Okay.
Elsa and Anna. Frozen doesn't count. You heard it here first.
How does
Is it because they don't get with a guy at the end?
I don't understand
That
the list.
seems. I was about to say homophobic, but then I realized we're talking about the mouse, and I was like, fair enough. Let's move on. We're getting too caught up on this list.
I think it's a fair debate.
Isaac's about to throw hands over.
With
The
Disney?
only one that pissed me off is Raya and Merida.
They're princesses.
I
from Disney?
guess in the film they are princesses. I know Merida.
Some of these
is-
other princesses weren't even princesses.
the-
Mulan's not a princess. She's a filthy commoner.
Yeah, she's the savior of China.
And
I feel like that moves you up the list. Save an entire continent. Interesting.
I mean, fair.
Do you understand how like strong the Huns were back in the day? Let me school you on this real quick. No, I'm just kidding.
It's like, bro, you need to chill out. I don't know what you're on today, but you need to not be on it anymore.
Sorry, I'm just trying to podcast. What would be yours, James, out of the ones you've seen?
Favorite princess.
Favorite princess?
Rapunzel.
Yeah,
Good
Tangled
choice,
is, Tangled is pretty good.
Yeah,
I
that's,
like
Tangled is actually really good.
Tangled is probably one of my favorite Disney movies.
Last good Disney movie.
In terms of like modern Disney movies.
Yeah.
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to think of something before. Zootopia?
Is
Zootopia
Pixar?
Disney? Was it? Yeah, wasn't that Pixar?
Pixar's not Pixar.
Really? Oh, well, what do I know?
Back to the internet.
Oh my God.
Trying to think what else.
I mean, Encanto was pretty good.
Zootopia's 2's coming out. Oh, good for them.
I thought it's been out.
No, was it
No?
2?
Yeah.
Not the
Oh my
second one.
God.
Oh.
How about when you guys were kids?
Yeah,
it is
Rapunzel's
Disney.
pretty
Was
good.
there a particular Disney movie that like you enjoyed the most when you were a kid? Either you rewatched it a lot or it had the best songs in your opinion?
Tarzan and Hercules.
Yeah.
I love
Really?
Tarzan and Hercules.
Tarzan, I watched a lot of. I loved Fantasia.
Yeah.
My mom said that.
Big Rhapsody in Blue fan?
Yeah, she was like, you'd want that all the time. Apparently, I slept a lot through it, which is kind of funny. Maybe that's why I liked it.
What the hell?
Yeah, Fantasia was good.
You
Did
guys
you ever-
remember the Rangers Down Under?
The Rangers Down Under.
The one with the
I remember-
mice. Sorry,
I remember the Three Musketeers.
or they were like rats or something like that.
Mhm.
They were some kind of animal.
Oh,
Oh,
you're
I
talking
remember
about those kind of like the rescuers, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because there was one
I
where they
never
were in
watched any of
Australia and they had to
those.
save a. It was like an eagle. It was like a poacher.
No, I never watched a single one
Those
of
movies
those.
are
No.
weird. Treasure Island. The goat.
Treasure Planet.
Planet. Sorry.
Planet,
Planet, sorry.
You made that same
They,
mistake
they
earlier.
do have a Treasure Island movie.
I was thinking of Treasure Island, the casino, for some reason. But
Yeah.
yes.
Treasure Planet is good. Is Treasure Planet Disney?
yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Some would say the greatest.
Yeah, that one's good. I need to rewatch that. Actually, that's a good one.
It's a banger. There's
That-
a 30-minute YouTube video I watched the other day breaking it down, and I was like,
It's advanced.
this is what I'm going to start to do. Be a YouTuber.
Boy, we're trying. Don't forget to smash that like.
Well,
button.
okay, so Treasure Planet came at an era where Disney was struggling
Correct.
with
And this movie did
theatrical
nothing
success,
to alleviate
and it
that.
did nothing to alleviate that.
No.
It was also in the same boat as Lilo and Stitch came out at that same time, and so the Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
Now,
Those were goaded.
Emperor's New Groove had a terrible production. Like, it's the behind-the-scenes documentary painted Disney in such a bad light that they never released it as an extra, and you can only find it like on rips. Like, it was horrible.
Like LimeWire.
Like Disney, yeah, put it through like 5 different attempts at making that film, and they changed it every single time, and they forced them to make different decisions in the story and casting
Yeah.
and animation, and it was just horrible. And I enjoy the film. I mean, it stars David Spade, who's a hilarious actor.
Which
Classic.
is wild that it went through all this crap. And
I
it's
know.
probably some people's like favorite movie
Yeah.
of all time. Like it's
Yeah.
so good.
But Disney just won't acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the dark era of Disney, that like late 90s.
Yeah.
God, could you imagine?
Or
if they just went under?
2000s.
The what?
I said, could you imagine if they went under?
That'd be insane. After the Disney Renaissance,
Yeah.
that like struggle that like greatly.
Think about
Imagine
where
a
we'd
world
be.
where we don't have
I was
Disney.
saying, that's,
Yeah.
that's what I was getting at. Imagine a world without the mouse.
Like if Disney went
Pixar
the,
would take over.
Yeah, imagine if Disney went the route of DreamWorks.
Imagine if Pixar bought Disney.
Guys, what if?
Could you imagine Pixar owning Marvel?
The CGI would look good.
We'd actually have good storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, the CGI would look good. That.
Let me
that
ask
was
you guys
a
this.
deep cut.
Yeah.
This is kind of I thought of this question, but this is a good question to ask now. Is Disney like the most American company America has ever produced?
There are probably meme answers, but I mean,
I'm trying to think. Yeah,
I almost
'cause
said
Like,
Ford
what
on
company
reflex.
other than Ford? The Ford is the only one other one I could think of. Ford and U.S. Steel, and probably Dole.
Lockheed Martin.
Dole.
Well, people don't like Lockheed Martin the way they like Disney.
Enron.
Obviously,
Companies that are still around.
General Motors.
BlackRock.
I mean, yeah, probably. I mean, it's if you look at like, I had a train of thought and it's gone.
I think it's the company that most people would look at for like traditional American values.
Yeah,
Yeah, there we go.
that's what I
Mostly
mean. Yeah,
because so many of their older films are just the same story, but with a different skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're adaptations of fairy tales, but they've been like,
yeah. Knight in Shining Armor.
yeah, they've been again neutered to the point where it's just, you know, person meets other person, they fall in love. That's the end of the story, and any conflict is just a matter of the setting and you know time and place that it takes place in, and that's it. Except for like, you know, The Lion King, they do Shakespeare.
I mean, that's still also kind of just guy girl meet. Guy goes off.
Yeah, but
eats
it's
worms
Hamlet.
for a while.
It's
back.
Hamlet.
Yeah, but Lion
get
King
married.
is peak.
Yeah.
Lion King the movie peak. Lion King the world garbage.
That's where we disagree, but okay.
So yeah, that would be my explanation behind
Yeah.
that. I think, especially if you go like other places, other countries. Like they still love Disney just as much, but like it's like an American thing that they
Yeah, I would
love.
say it's not an
There's,
institution.
There's
Yeah.
6 parks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
like
the
5
Eddie Izzard joke
continents.
about like, you know, they're building Disneyland, but it's in Europe, and they're like, they actually have castles here, you guys.
Yeah.
we got to really impress them this
Just
time.
renovate it.
Yeah.
So that's- yeah, Disney just bought a castle and they're just building around it.
Yeah.
It was
I feel like
cheaper.
people look at America is, or Disney is to America what like Nintendo is to Japan.
Mhm.
In a very similar vein, right?
Probably Pokemon.
Do you understand
But yeah.
do you guys feel like people often pit or compare Ghibli to Disney?
I mean, it's easy to do so just because they're the two
Yeah.
behemoths of animation, but I don't think it's necessarily fair
That's-
nor
yeah, that's like Coughing Baby versus
a
Hydrogen Bomb.
good
Yeah.
comparison.
Like-
People
Yeah.
make that comparison, and I'm like, what are you comparing? The fact
Yeah.
that they're animated?
Yeah, like if you're comparing animation quality, one wins. If you're comparing everything else,
If you're comparing, of the franchising of it,
Yeah.
well, Ghibli's done pretty well.
oh yeah, for sure. But it's
Just because they don't have like,
They don't have 7 parks across
yeah, I was
4
gonna say,
continents.
do they have a park? Like
They do, don't they?
Mm,
Isn't there
that's
one?
why I asked.
probably in
Isn't
Japan.
there one in Japan?
Yeah,
Probably. I mean,
I
there's
wouldn't
a lot
doubt
of
that.
stuff in Japan.
Yeah, I think it's more so just the fact that it's mostly just one guy.
Yeah, I mean that's also that.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, Disney was one guy for
but he was a producer
Quite a-
for the most part.
quite a bit.
I mean, name one of the 9 old men of Disney.
Hmm?
Exactly.
Probably
No, no, what did you
probably
say?
like Alan.
I'm asking because what did you say?
Walt Disney was mostly a producer.
Mm.
The actual animation was handled by a group of 9 guys who are now known as the 9 old men of Disney, and they are the ones who kind of
They should make
codified.
a movie about that.
There are a lot of references to them in Disney films. Like people give them cameos, like not voice cameos, but like they
Just-
appear as characters.
That's pretty cool.
But it's like, yeah, name one of them.
Like I said, probably an Alan from the
But it's like
Jeffrey.
you know
maybe.
Disney, but you
It's
don't
like,
know those guys.
Yeah, it's like Apple with Steve Jobs.
Yeah,
It's like name anybody under Steve Jobs.
yeah. I mean, Disney released Nightmare Before Christmas, and people still think that that's a Tim Burton movie, and it's not. He just produced it.
His name is on it.
Yeah.
It's
Who
Tim
directed
Burton's
it?
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Who directed it? Exactly. It was Henry Selick. He
Shout
deserves
out.
some goddamn respect on his name. A legend of
Wait,
stop
so I'm
motion
confused.
animation.
Do we like Nightmare Before Christmas or do we not like Nightmare Before Christmas?
It's a great movie.
a great
Okay.
Just whether or not it's a Christmas movie is a different debate.
I know.
Quite literally.
Not the debate we're having right now.
Remember, it came out in September.
I don't give a damn.
Favorite era of Disney?
I mean, it's the one we grew up in. I that's the one I have the
Yeah.
most VHSs, or my mom has the most VHSs of.
Yeah.
The like 90s to 2003.
I mean, I was more of a Pixar kid, but probably
You
that's
would fucking say that.
Why would he say that?
It's the truth.
Elaborate.
I went and got
You would
all,
like good movies.
if I went and got all my VHSs, a lot of them were Pixar films before the acquisition.
Do you have a favorite one?
Toy Story.
You would say that.
I'm gonna have a gamer moment.
I liked Finding Nemo.
You would.
Mine's A Bug's Life. Just kidding. Never seen that one.
Really?
No.
You should. That one's actually really.
That's
good.
the only one I think I haven't seen.
Was
If-
there?
If you liked,
Post Cars 3
or
pre Cars 3.
Johnny Silverhand explaining why we should bring down Arasaka, you'd love A Bug's Life. That is anti-corporate propaganda. The movie. Just
Is
dressed
there
up as bugs.
I
a
love it.
particular Disney or Pixar movie that you guys watched for the first time as an adult, and you thought,
Oh, that's hard. There's a lot of.
Not any that didn't come out when I was an adult.
I watched Hunchback of Notre Dame probably when I was in college,
Wow.
and I remember being like, this is a Disney movie
Yeah,
at that
it's
time.
crazy.
This is a lot more mature than I
Yeah.
ever gave Disney credit for being. That
Like I
this was
said.
released alongside like Hercules and Mulan. I'm like, this is like, I wouldn't even expect this from Disney nowadays,
Yeah.
you know?
Back when they made good content.
But it's like, it features, you know, I mean, obviously it's a movie with religious context to it, or it takes place with an actual religious setting, but like talk of damnation and hellfire, and I'm just like like sin and temptation, and I'm like, okay, like wasn't familiar with your game, Disney. Sorry.
Who let brother cook?
Yeah. when they're like we're like the directors are like we're like not gonna obviously do what the real book ends like because everyone dies at the end of the book, but like we're still gonna like make it a kids movie in a degree. And then you watch it and you're like, were you trying to make this a kids movie? Because like this is like, imagine the stampede from The Lion King, but that's the whole film.
Yeah. Just darkness.
Trauma.
But that's one that sticks out to me where I was like, okay, maybe these movies are more than just kids movies, and I'm just overlooking them because they have musical numbers in them.
Yeah.
I mean, surprisingly, a lot of them do have kind of like good messages. And
Talk
more
about
than
A
just
Bug's Life.
more than just
Fall in
meet
love.
Prince Charming.
Yeah.
A lot of them have
Yeah,
like I think of something like Emperor's New Groove about this whole thing of like appreciate life, like don't try and like it's kind of anti-corporate, anti-consumerism.
Yeah.
Anti-establishment.
message there.
Like true happiness does not come from material
Yeah.
value.
I think like
Yeah.
Lilo and Stitch, like Ohana means family.
Yeah. Unironically, I watched that as an adult, and I was like, "This is even better than I thought."
Yeah.
Dude,
That's
Lilo and
what I was
Stitch
thinking.
2.
Like as a kid, you're like, "Haha, Ohana means family." As an adult, you're like,
Yeah.
I just remember vividly. Oh, please send me a guardian angel.
Yeah.
Cut to
evil cackling. Yeah.
he comes out of the freaking fire.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's great. That's great stuff right there.
Yeah.
Speaking of Lilo and Stitch, we've talked about Disney retouching Cinderella, but do you guys have anything to say about Disney, like actually going back and, re-editing the films to either discard things or
Such as
remove certain scenes?
Example.
Lilo and Stitch
What'd they
had
do?
that. There was a scene that bore a resemblance to 9/11.
that was during the editing process, though.
That was during the editing
That's
process
right,
of the
yeah, I
film.
did hear
before
about
they,
that.
they never released that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah,
I
the
mean,
scene where they
That's
he,
fair. At
where
the time
scene
when it
where he
came
goes-
out,
Yeah.
it's fair.
the scene where they go through the plane or the mountains in
Yeah.
the plane. It was supposed to be skyscrapers. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's say, actually, it makes
movie
more
came
sense.
out in
than-
2002.
Yeah, one movie came out in 2002. Two, there weren't really a whole lot of skyscrapers in Hawaii in that time. I feel like there made more sense to it to be.
Never been to
Hawaii.
Hawaii. I wouldn't be able to speak on that, but
I don't know.
I'd imagine
I've been to Hawaii.
probably.
there
I've
just
been to
aren't that many.
Oahu.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place.
Did you run into the one monster from Scooby Doo there?
That they were on the Big Island, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Crap. I'm a failure. Get me off this pod.
Name one Hawaiian island.
Oh no.
That's not Hawaii.
I was gonna say Hawaii.
Well, like my brain jumped to like Honolulu. I'm like, no, I think that's a city.
Stay in school, kids. Stay in school.
Stay in school.
Actually, don't, because your schools are failing you even worse than they failed me. So maybe it's better to just educate yourself.
Anyway. Do you have what Disney movie has the best songs in it? And why is it Mulan?
Yeah.
Tarzan.
I mean, Tarzan's good, but nothing.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Nothing beats Be a Man.
That's true.
You really can't top that.
Dun, 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 dun,
I guess
dun,
that is
dun.
only one good song in Mulan, and the rest are kind of
Yeah, they're all
there.
trash.
You think? When will my reflection show?
Garbage. I hate that song.
No,
Really?
you know, yeah, maybe there is just the one good one. I'm kind of leaning towards Isaac now. Lion King also had some good tunes.
Tarzan
Lion
has
King.
bangers from the opening credits to the end.
Just we're a Phil Collins podcast now. Bring out the Genesis
We
albums.
always have been.
We always have been.
Nothing's
Now the
changed.
world of Kingdom Hearts, trash.
You didn't like the Tarzan world?
Trash.
You get to zoom around on all the things.
I was 6. I didn't know how to jump on the trees. Trash.
You got to ride rails like it was a Sonic video game. It was
Dude,
cool.
You've never seen George of the Jungle?
Okay, George of the Jungle kind of fucks. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he has a wife and kids.
I mean, Hercules is fun.
Hercules is also. Music though. Actually, Hercules does have some good tunes.
Name one song.
That
one that she
song with,
sings.
As I say, yeah. Where she's.
I sing it all the.
I know, right? It's in my
I
head. I
know
can't
it.
think of the chorus.
If there's a price for rotten judgment, I guess I've
bum,
already
bum.
won that.
I just don't know what the name of the song is.
It's ancient history.
Been
Been there,
there,
done
done
that. Who you think
And
you
she's got the
kidding?
Fates singing. The Fates are also really hot for Hercules for some
No
reason.
chance,
Which is a little...
no way. I won't say I'm in
that's what it is, yeah.
love.
I Won't Say I'm in Love is the name of the song.
Banger.
There you go.
That one's a good
Every
one.
time I watch Hercules, that
Yeah.
song gets me
How
going.
often do you watch it?
Once a year.
As-
Whenever
Also, one of the better villains, Hades, pretty great.
That's another good question. Best Disney villain?
Hades,
Scar?
Scar. Okay, let's get away.
Shakespearean.
Wait. Okay, hold up. When you say best, are we talking best as like actually being a villain? Because that has to be Scar. Scar does his job.
It's either
Scar
Scar,
gets shit done.
Scar does.
or it's the Friar from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
yeah. But if we're talking like just the most fun, like the most like enjoyable, it's probably Hades or Yzma.
Yzma's pretty fun.
Yzma is great.
Pull the lever, Kronk. Wrong lever.
Whoever came up with, hey, let's make the most crotchety, disgusting old woman as the straight man and pair her up with the himbo of all time. Like
Oh,
that person
right.
deserved a raise. Like
The poison for Cusco.
Cusco's
Cusco's poison. The poison that's gonna kill Cusco.
that poison? Yes, that poison. You got it right here.
Bangers. Bangers. Oh, I know a good villain. Smallpox in Pocahontas.
I thought
Get a little chilly. I'm going to pull this blanket on me real quick.
because you said that, my brain was like, yeah, the white man.
The silent villain. That villain. Unfortunately.
Oh, yes.
Got stuff done, unfortunately.
The greatest villain.
Don't talk about that one, do you, Disney?
The
Pieces of
greatest-
shit. How do you guys feel about that? The historical hand waving.
What?
I mean, they did it to all of the fairy tales
Yeah,
to
I was
begin
gonna
with.
say,
It's been
it's
there
pretty
the whole
normal.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
But yeah, do you have thoughts on that? I don't care personally.
I feel like it's one of those things where I think looking back, you're like, you probably could have told a better story
Yeah.
Mhm.
here. Like one that isn't just about falling in love, you know?
Yeah.
Something that resonates with more people than just little girls.
Mhm.
But like at the end of the day, if that's just your target audience, you know, who cares if they include all the other stuff? You're only thinking about looking back, you know?
Yeah.
For the most part. I mean, when you're dealing with stuff that's very specific to like a historical time and place, like Pocahontas or Mulan, or like as I die through that sentence, sorry.
You good?
Yeah. Anyway, no,
Smallpox.
for the most part, you know, I'm not going to expect that from something like Aladdin,
Yeah.
right? Where like it takes place in the Middle East, but like there's nothing like it's a historical, you know.
Yeah.
It's just it includes, you know, like
It's in a specific
gins
time
and
period.
stuff like that. You know, that's it. But nevertheless, yeah, I understand people who feel that way. I feel like some people use it as like the worst thing you can say about Disney, though. Sometimes, and I'm like, there are definitely bigger crimes that they have committed. For
Yeah,
the
like
most
not
part.
being able to tell a cohesive story.
Yeah,
Post like 2008.
It's definitely one of those things where it's like, why are you going to this specific like producer to see those types of stories? It's like if you're gonna get them, it's like, well, it's not as historically accurate. It's Disney, bro. Like who cares?
if they did a
like,
live action version of Pocahontas, I would 100% expect them to incorporate
Smallpox.
a more historically accurate version of.
So she doesn't fall
relationship.
in love with John Smith at
Yeah.
the end.
I would say probably that he shoots her on the site, actually. I was like, that again, you can't tell a historically accurate story there because the historically accurate story is genocide.
Find a different story to tell. My apologies.
That's what I'm getting at.
writers.
That's what I'm getting at. Is I'm like, you can't. Some things you just can't cover, and like
Yeah.
they just want to tell stories in these worlds, so you have to make changes, and that's fine. That's what storytelling is.
Yeah.
So it's like whatever.
Yeah, you just feel a little sad when you look back.
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah.
I just remember vividly I went to elementary school in Virginia, which is, Jamestown. That's where Pocahontas takes place. So yes, he is the father of modern.
Tell your
America.
story.
But I remember we were reading about when they first got there, and then we actually watched Pocahontas, and then we actually went to Jamestown,
Yeah.
and we were all like, "So why does she fall in love with John Smith in the movie?" And the guy that's like the 15th time she probably had to answer that question
Yeah.
that month. She's just like, "I don't know, take it up with Disney."
Yeah, it's just like whatever. Like, leave me
I
alone.
was like, "Oh god, they don't pay you enough."
She made
You-
less than minimum wage.
yeah, you poor woman.
Yeah.
This is like 2009. Like she probably lost her house, unfortunately. Like
Hey, could be us.
Jesus.
poor lady,
Living in a
trying to
teepee.
figure out how to answer 10-year-olds
Yeah.
why Disney doesn't know how to make a historically accurate movie. I don't know. I
No,
just
they
thought
don't
it was
make
funny.
historically accurate.
That just jogged my memory. All right, so where did Disney go wrong?
Financially,
Because we've been talking
they stopped
about
making
how
musicals.
Right there.
They've been talking. We've been talking a lot about how they have really a pretty extensive
Yeah.
catalog.
Well,
for
to be fair,
decades.
we kind of crap on Disney a lot, so I was trying to lean more on the positives than
Yeah,
the
yeah,
negatives because I feel like if people want to know our opinions on how bad we feel on Disney, they just have to watch the show.
I have no problem with Disney pre 2010.
I feel like,
Came out in 2011.
When did Tangled come out? Whenever Tangled came out.
2012 or something, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I have
World
the
was supposed
list
to end.
pulled up here.
Oh, that's a good point.
Came
By
out
the
in
way,
20.
next week, 2012.
Tangled came out in 2010.
Okay, yeah. So I was 2010.
What did you say next week, 2012?
Yeah. That'd be a fun movie to do. Remember that time that we survived that, you guys?
Oh my god, I forgot 2012 was a movie.
I
was a
love that
thing.
movie.
It's a
Unironically.
great movie. Yeah.
I love that movie.
Brave came out in 2012. That was when the world ended.
That's- That's why he. That's yeah. So Isaac's cutoff is 2012, right there.
Yeah, that's
The world ended. Disney died.
At some point,
That was our
Disney's
first Divergent point. 4 years
philosophy
later, we had.
changed from being a franchise that does one specific thing, which is animated musicals, to being a just production studio
Yeah.
that just produced animated movies. And every now and then they would introduce something that followed that same formula, like a Tangled. I don't know if Brave has songs in it, but
I think it did.
something like that. But you would also get stuff like Atlantis, and Bolt,
banger. Another
God,
banger.
Bolt.
Chicken Little, stuff
Oh,
like
That's a
that.
banger.
that's a banger. Forgot about that one.
We love Chicken Little.
God, there's a lot of movies. Should we just go through and rank them all?
There's like 70. And I do want to get home before the rain starts.
Yeah, good point.
So that's it, just from my layman's perspective. That's what I would say. It feels like that's where where they went wrong. They just kind of changed up their design philosophy.
They
at
just
the end
started
of the day.
buying things.
They became a media conglomerate
It
versus
was
just a
far
media
easier
company.
just to buy stuff that was already being made.
There
Versus,
was almost certainly, I think, a non-zero degree to which they were like, Pixar has us covered. They can do the good
Yeah.
stuff. We'll do whatever
that
we
was
want.
100%. They were in a fight against Pixar, and they were like, "Wait, we have more money,"
Yeah.
and they just grabulated them,
Mhm.
and it all went downhill from there
for both companies.
for both companies. Yeah.
What was the last Pixar movie you guys watched?
Toy Story 3, I think. I don't know.
Mine
When
was
the last one? that came
Cars
out?
3.
I have no memory whatsoever.
Actually, Incredibles 2. I take that back.
Oh yes, Incredibles 2 came out after.
I think.
I mean, I watched. Hold on,
Oh,
these aren't in
Coco?
order.
Coco came out. When did Coco come
I
out?
was like,
Junior
when
year?
did they? I need these in order. Let's see here.
2017 Coco came out.
Yeah.
Toy Story 5 is a thing. I need to
Yeah,
go watch
you
Toy
didn't know
Story
that?
4. Shit. I watched Turning Red. That was actually a really good movie. And then Incredibles 2 after that would be the only other one.
All right. Here's a question: most overrated Disney movie.
Most
Why is it Brave?
most overrated Disney movie.
Yeah. And why is it Frozen?
I was gonna say it's probably.
I was gonna say
Frozen.
Frozen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember watching the trailers for it. I don't know if you guys. I think we've had
Yeah.
this discussion many times, but I remember watching the trailers, and it was built like this was like 100-year long
Mm-hmm.
blizzard. Like Elsa was like this ice queen that like was evil,
Yeah, it was like
and
this
it
whole
was
thing.
like this whole thing. And then you watch it, and it's like this takes place over an afternoon.
Yeah,
And I
pretty
was
much.
like, this is the wackest movie I ever watched.
It was. It just felt like it was so disjointed in every sense of the word.
But
But
it's one of those instances where Disney repeats their older formula.
yeah,
And I think it was just at a sweet spot time in American history where we were all in the mood for that for some reason. And it had Olaf, which everybody loved,
Yep.
right? It had a non-traditional ending for that kind of story
Yeah.
where the guy is the bad. Spoiler for Frozen. Hans kills Dumbledore.
Yeah.
And then
that does work depending on how you phrase that.
so yeah, I mean that's probably why is because it just, and also Let It Go was not a bad song.
It was huge.
Yeah.
It was catchy. It was,
It had Adita Denzel or whatever. They mispronounced her name as
The sequence
being.
of her building the castle was very good. It's also like, it was a good message for the younger generation of women that were growing up during that time. Just like, fuck it, be yourself. Girl power.
Yeah, build snowmen.
Build snowmen.
Yeah, build a castle.
Build a castle of ice. That castle was sick.
Do you have thoughts on it?
Just don't like the movie.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just, for me, it was like this movie is overrated. Like I just remember hearing so much hype, and I was like, this movie isn't even remotely interesting to watch.
I
at
would
all.
only consider it overrated because I feel like people consider it like a pantheon Disney movie,
Yeah.
and they're not even official Disney princesses.
You're you're goddamn honorary
I watched
according to Disney.
Frozen and I watched Tangled more times than I could probably count. I have genuinely lost track of how many times my little sibling made me watch Tangled and Frozen. If you put me in a room and put a gun to my head and said, pick one, it would be Tangled every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's actually a good film. The more I watched Frozen, the more I was like, I want to like just end it all. I was like, life
I
is
wish I
not
got
worth
Frozen.
living. Yeah. I was like, this is not worth going on.
Yeah.
Tangled, I was like, I mean, I've seen this a million times. I kind of want to watch something else.
It's a
But like,
good
at least
movie.
it's fun. Like, at least it's a good time.
I don't know how long we've been going for, but I
Quite a
got
bit.
one more question.
Feels like.
Best Prince. Flynn Rider?
Yeah.
Pull up the Disney list. Is he a prince?
Well, I mean, think of all the princesses, and then think of that
All
has
the
to be
male characters.
Whoever they married has to be their prince, right?
I
They
don't
have to
know,
be on the
man.
list.
What's the guy who kills Maleficent? That dude's a G. All
He
right?
is pretty goated, yeah.
He went in with a sword and shield and fought a black dragon.
Yeah.
Can't even do that in Skyrim.
We
No,
we
they
could
don't
barely
have
do it
them
in
in
D&D.
Huh?
We could barely do it in D&D.
Yeah.
True.
Whatever that guy's name is.
What's
He's my goat.
what's Milan's dude? Shen?
Oh, yeah.
Shane?
Shane?
Is
Something
it
like that?
Shane?
Something like that.
Shane?
Sean?
First gay man on a on an animated film. Found out she was a woman, got mad.
Let's get down to business
He's pretty cool.
to defeat the Huns. Did they send
Prince Eric, Ariel's guy,
daughters?
kind of
Hmm.
crappy. King Triton,
Shang.
goated.
Shang.
Shang.
With a G.
With a G, because he was a G.
He was a G. Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
he was
good.
for the
He
boys.
He straight up roundhouse kicked
Attila.
Attila. I forgot which Hun it was.
It was the Hun.
roundhouse kicked Attila and then closed the door and was like, "All right, you guys got this."
Yeah. He's kind of a badass.
I don't know who else could do that. Honestly, I'm trying to look. See here, is Tarzan considered a prince then?
Yeah, I guess so.
He wasn't on the official list. James was not on the official list. Get that shit out of here.
I mean, Simba?
I mean, I guess he is a prince.
Just because you assume the prince can't be the main character.
I mean, yes, but I'm trying to think of the foils to the Disney princess. Not foils. That's the wrong word.
The companions.
Companions. Thank you.
Yeah. He is the companion to the...
She's not a princess.
That's true. She was not on the list.
Beast.
Beast.
Mr. Beast, huh?
Yeah.
Beast is great up until he turns back into a dude. Not in like a in a weird way. Just like his character was more
Do you
interesting.
wanna talk about anything else?
All right, so guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks
By
for
the way,
coming.
one more thing before we go: the death of the movie posters, I think, is directly attributed to Disney's
Really?
desire to no longer do great movie posters.
Their desire to no longer
That's
do
my
great movie
hypothesis.
posters.
I haven't actually fleshed it out, but I think that's just what I'm gonna go with.
All right, dear viewer, put a pin on that. We'll come back to it next week when we talk about movie posters
Movie posters and commercials.
and commercials.
Yeah, I mean, do you guys remember
Advertisements.
Lilo and Stitch?
No.
No.
You guys never saw any of the promos or anything
No.
like that? It was literally just him going into other movies, other Disney movies, and just wrecking shit. That's such a great
I mean, that is
advertising.
Yeah. But I could, if you asked me, hey, do you remember X movie poster? I could not name it.
Yeah.
Oh, I can remember every movie poster. Beauty and the Beast, where
that's
they're
on brand.
dancing in like a silhouette. It's like blue and yellow.
Okay, that one I do
That
recognize.
one's
Yeah,
beautiful.
that's it.
I got nothing.
That's a great one. I mean,
I
Lion
didn't go
King.
see movies in theaters very often as a kid either.
I just had them. Like they were just. That was the cover.
Yeah, that's true. VHS cover.
Yeah.
The crinkle sound the VHS would make as you opened it
Oh.
up.
Or having to wait there for like 5 minutes to rewind it.
Yeah.
Just the You know what I miss?
You would press
I'll say
play
that.
and be like, God damn it, they
I-
haven't even
I-
kissed yet.
I miss the whir of disc drives. Like normal, like CDs, DVDs, VHSs,
The
like all those
whir.
drives. You put them in and they make like the like as you're like,
Dang,
yeah.
that's old. It's gonna be
Booted up
talking about
my,
Laserdisc.
Put up my Xbox originally the other day, popped in a disc, and it did that. And it's like, I don't know, it's just the simple things. Anyway,
Fair enough.
You've gone to digital.
we have. I miss physical media. But yeah.
Do you
that's all I
think
got.
Disney? Where do you see Disney going in the future?
I mean, they're gonna buy like
Up.
they're gonna buy like Star Trek or something stupid. I don't know.
I see them in the office, the Oval Office.
I'm very much on the record that I don't watch anything Disney anymore.
Yeah,
So I don't care.
Brave killed it.
Go watch Brave again. Just
All
You
right.
guys are gonna strap me down.
Yeah,
That one.
like Clockwork Orange. Keep your eyes open.
I'm not gonna do it. Cool.
it's gonna be a world in Kingdom Hearts
Any,
4.
Favorite Disney film? Just,
already say that earlier?
ac-
Do you want to do like
across
top 5?
them all.
Yeah, do like top 5.
Yeah.
I don't think I can. I have to get the list.
Okay, you just do 3.
Which ones would you at least put S tier?
Atlantis,
I mean, Emperor's New Groove.
Emperor's New Groove.
That is the S tier.
Atlantis, Tarzan,
Probably Lilo. Tarzan's up
Lilo
there.
and Stitch, Hercules,
Hercules. Yeah.
Treasure Planet.
Treasure Planet. Yeah.
I feel like those are all good movies. I feel like I would really only put like Lion King, Tangled, and
Tangled would be up there.
maybe
Same,
Emperor's
pretty
New
good.
Groove.
Beauty and the Beast.
Fantasia.
I
love
feel like
Beauty and the
those three I would say are
We haven't
S tier
talked
for
about
me.
Peter Pan at all, but also banger.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was a pirate in Peter Pan as a stage play.
The animated Robin Hood, where they're all like various animals. Also, a
Oh
banger.
yeah,
Which one?
Robin
The
Hood,
Robin Hood, the animated Robin Hood.
Oh, and he's a fox or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but not Fox and the Hound. That's a different film.
No.
Yeah.
Now,
What about
some
like
might
Lady,
say that
What about
that,
like movies like Lady and the Tramp?
Lady and Tramp.
Never
also
saw that.
banger.
I never saw that one either.
101 Dalmatians. I don't know if that's
I saw that one. Yeah,
Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Roger Rabbit is a Disney movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not fully animated, but still a banger.
Yeah.
We already talked about Zemeckis.
My favorite.
A Goofy movie.
Never seen it.
My favorite Disney movie, Song of the South.
Yeah. Speaking of things that aged poorly,
Just kidding.
like in Goofy.
Bugs
movie.
Life will be up there. Yeah.
What's your favorite Disney movie? Who's your favorite Disney villain?
Who's your favorite Disney villain? Yeah.
Who's your favorite Disney sidekick?
Ooh.
And why is it The Jungle Book 2? Just what first thing I saw.
Jungle Book 2, S tier, guys. Lion King and 3/4.
The commentary, the director commentary, that they Simone
Yeah.
and Pumbaa do.
I want to go home.
We're gonna end it here then.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us on this little, really just a nostalgia trip
Yeah.
once again.
Join us next week when we talk about We Don't Know Yet.
We got something cooking.
We are trying to convince James to watch the first Power Rangers movie.
So if you give
has
us-
not been.
Unsuccessfully.
If you give us half a like,
if one person other than the normal like 4 people that like every video likes this video, we will strap James to the chair.
If we get another viewer on Spotify, if you watch just 10 seconds to where it actually registers as a play.
Yeah. Bridget, type in the comments you don't want to watch.
Yeah, we got one more week of nostalgia, so we'll
cover
we'll do some fun.
Yeah.
And then yeah, let us know what you guys want us to do next month. What kind of theme? I think themes are a good idea for us.
Themes are a good idea until we have like actual movies coming out.
Yeah, which might not be this year.
Well, yeah, we'll find out.
Might not be this year.
James, what are you vibrating there for, buddy? You just having a good time?
Just stimming.
Good
Yeah, fair
vibration.
enough.
Come on, feel it.
All right. Catch you next week, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.